sometime, somehow, we will be punished. Punished?
The end is only the end if you allow it to be, and in all honesty, I'm not subscribing to this crap that we're being fed. Sure, Black Ops 4 is supposed to be the canonical ending for the zombie storyline, the aether storyline, but to me, Black Ops 4 was non-canon. But if I were to, say, entertain the idea that Black Ops 4 is canon, which I'll be honest with you, I half think of it as canon, because the way you all think of canon is that canon is set in stone. But for me, how I view the zombie storyline is that it has many paths that it could branch out into. So, yes, while this may be a canonical ending, it's only a canonical ending. There are many other endings that could happen. This just so happens to be the ending that Treyarch has portrayed in video game form for us. So yes, it is canon, but at the same time, you need to open up your brain to the possibilities. Man, I worded that weirdly. But you gotta open up your mind, because I believe that was the point of zombies, to allow us to open our perceptions and make of it what we will. And it all started back in World at War. I've explained this before, like my experiences with it, and I guess I may as well do it again, because hey, all we've got is time in this reality, so I may as well spend it when we can. So I'll spend my time talking to you guys. So, how I see it is that this is not the end. This was only one possibility. So in World at War, every single match we played, like you know how they had no Easter egg, every single match we played was an alternate reality. And that theory came up because we wanted player progression, and well, we couldn't get player progression until Black Ops 3, so we had to make excuses somehow. So we came up with the excuse that these were all just alternate realities. That's why the box can be in a different place at the start of a match. That's why the weapons you get from the box can be random. That's why the guns you get off the wall can be different each time you play. It was just an explanation to explain away game flaws that honestly, they weren't flaws, but they were just things that would have benefited the game but weren't there. Like, we wanted it, but it wasn't going to happen, so we wanted to explain it away as best we could, and that theory came up. And then later on in Black Ops 2, we found out that that is the case when Stuhlinger heard Richtofen say, "Accept your fate, begin anew," and then they died, and then they respawned, and they were like, wait a minute, haven't we done this before? So that is my story with the cycle and how I came to learn about it. But this ending, I noticed that my last video garnered some acceptance, so some people are now accepting the fact that the crew is now, or the Victus crew, and all of reality is now trapped within the dark aether. But they still assume that the multiverse is destroyed, and I just wanted to, well, talk about that for a minute, because think about it this way: if the multiverse was destroyed, how would there still be a universe to go to for Samantha and Eddie? Sure, you could say it was like a metaphor for whatever you want to say, like they're walking into the light, blah blah blah. I honestly wouldn't be able to tell you, because I'm not here to make a theory about that. I honestly, or obviously, they're going to a new reality, or that's just obviously visually. It could honestly be a metaphor too. I don't want to trash on anybody's view of this ending, because honestly, I think that's the beauty of this ending. It's however you want to perceive it is how it will be for you. And sure, there may be a collective meaning everyone can agree upon, but unless you subscribe to that collective ending, then you can make one up yourself. And now, honestly, we just need to figure out where to start, because there are many places we can start. We could start with the Black Ops 3 ending. We could start with, well, the World at War, alternate realities. It just wouldn't really make a difference, in all honesty. So I guess we'll start with Origins. In Origins, we are helping Samantha because she needs us. Okay, fuck, that was a horrible way to do this. Okay, fuck it. Alright, so Dr. Monty cleansed Samantha for whatever the fuck to purify reality or whatever in Black Ops 3. So by the end of Black Ops 3, Samantha is purified and all the children are inside of the house, and the perfect multiverse or reality is created. A multiverse or reality free of the dark aether, free of the apothecons, free of corruption. So, tell me again what happened in Alpha Omega. Was Samantha not sent to Camp Edward before her cleansing? Is she not still corrupted with the dark aether? Because I was under the assumption that Maxis sent Eddie and Samantha down to Camp Edward before she would be purified, because they knew Dr. Monty was up to something. Am I wrong in assuming that? Because I honestly have not played Alpha Omega and I do not intend to buy that map. So I'm honestly asking, is my interpretation of these events wrong? Because if my interpretation is not wrong, then Nikolai destroying the multiverse, or destroying the aether as some people wish to believe, I still believe that they only destroyed their key to the multiverse, not the multiverse itself, mind you. So if we are to assume that Nikolai destroyed the aether and destroyed the multiverse to send these children to a new reality where the aether does not exist, would not sending a corrupted Samantha to this new reality corrupt this new reality with an aether itself? Honest question, because that's how it works within this reality, so why the fuck wouldn't it work that way within that reality? Nikolai did not think things through if that's the case, because the corruption will bleed out of her and spread into that reality and create a whole new aether. Even a little bit of ethereal energy is enough. It doesn't really matter how much it is, so long as it exists. And it corrupting her means that it's now a part of her. No matter how small of a connection it may have to her, it's still part of her. So sending her to a new reality creates a whole new multiverse. So even if this crew were to die and this multiverse were to cease to exist, he just created a whole new multiverse, creating this whole problem all over again. So yes, people are saying that they're the whole reason why this cycle happened, because their souls touched the aether and now the aether needs to survive through them. So if that were the case, then honestly, it would make a lot of sense, because boom, our crew just created an aether-filled multiverse. They just corrupted an aetherless multiverse with the aether, giving the aether life in a new multiverse, creating this cycle once more. But now, if you can get your head around those mental gymnastics, here is my take on it. Like, if I were to go with what I believe rather than what you guys are saying. So, or not what you guys are saying, but what everybody is collectively agreeing upon. Like, if you guys collectively agree upon that, then I want to throw my opinion out there, or my perception of what you guys are agreeing upon out there. But now, let's go back to the initial ending, or the initial responses to the ending, and my response to that response. because you all had collectively agreed upon an ending before, and I accepted that ending, and so I threw my perception out there of it. And what that perception was that destroying the summoning key was not destroying the multiverse. The summoning key was merely a key to the multiverse. So destroying their key to the multiverse merely destroyed their universe. So they're gone while the multiverse would still exist. So while they may have succeeded in destroying the multiverse, they only destroyed it for them because they no longer have access to the multiverse. And the reason why I assumed that they were in the dark aether is because within this reality, if you were to destroy the multiverse or your connection to the multiverse, then that would mean that you lose connection to the light. And if you lose connection to the light, then you're sent into the, dark void. So, assuming that the dark void existed within zombies, I assumed that there would have to be something called the dark aether. So if they lost their connection to the regular aether, in this case being the light, they would have to be sent to the dark void, or in this case the dark aether. So I honestly do believe that they just destroyed their key and that there are other versions of them out there, because unless every single version of their consciousness went along with this plan, it's not going to succeed, because if even one version of the crews deviated from this plan, the fractures from that universe would just create more multiverses. So, in all honesty, unless we have proof that all versions of them went through with this plan, I can't really say for sure that the multiverse is destroyed. Because we have to remember that the multiverse that they're taking part in isn't even connected to the rest of the multiverse. They're just in a pocket multiverse, if you think about it. Because Dr. Monty, he already has his own perfect multiverse set up. And every time he creates a new perfect multiverse, these people fuck it up, and he just sends them to the new corrupted multiverse. And then he fixes that corrupted multiverse to add to his already perfect multiverse. So even if they were to destroy the corrupted multiverse, the multiverses that Monty has already created would still exist. All the perfect realities would still exist because they're in a reality untouched by the perfect reality. It's just so many hula hoops. So many hoops to jump through, hula hoops to shake and wiggle in. But hey, that's just my theory, my zombie theory. Thanks for watching. Nah, but really, it's what you make of it, and this is what I've made of it. Like, I don't want to think of it as canon, even though part of me knows that it is fucking canon. It's just not the canon that you guys are talking about. But, hey, make of it what you will. I know I am, even if it does bug me a bit that everyone's trying to force me to accept it as the end when it's only an end. But hey, not everyone has been taking the disclosure to heart. They've just been thinking it's all in the game when part of it is reality as well. So, hope you guys have a good one, and just remember to stay safe out there.